Hey, it's Nate with another piano tutorial. Today I'm doing Leaving on a Jet Plane by John Denver. The chords to this song are really easy, and I'm going to show you how to do a super simple piano accompaniment. But then, if you are looking for a challenge, I'm going to show you how to recreate the guitar fingerpicking vibe from the original. Let's jump in. Alright, so first off, I recommend you get the chords and lyrics chart. There's a link down in the description, and that's going to help you follow along and see where the chords line up with the lyrics. This song is in G major, so all white keys except for the Fs are sharped. And this here is my middle C. We'll start out with the basic version with the chords blocked out, and we'll later apply the finger picking pattern on top of those chords. And I'm going to just jump right in with the verse. The main chord progression looks like this. For the G major chord, we've got G, B, and D, and I'm going to be doing fifths in my left hand, so just the outside two notes of each of these chords, so G and D, an octave lower in the left. For our C chord, we're just going to move this shape up exactly and play it on C. C, E, G, C, G, and then a lot of this song is just going back and forth between those two chords, but we also need a D major chord. That's going to be D, F sharp, and A, and then of course D and A in the left. And now, just as a little variation, in the second measure of D here, we have a D sus4. So all we gotta do is replace that middle F sharp with a G with our fourth finger. We are in 4/4 time, so 4 counts for each of these measures. Pretty fast tempo, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the structure here, we've got G, 2, 3, 4, up to C, 2, 3, 4, back down to G, 4, up to C, and a third time, G, 2, 3, 4, C, then up to D, 2, 3, 4, D sus4, D. So in that last measure, we're dividing the measure in half, so 2 counts on the D sus4, 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Now, just note that on the chords and lyrics chart, I do not write the D sus4 in all the time. It just made the chart look too messy. Every line that ends with just a D, you can assume that it's a measure of D, then that little sus4 and back to D. And to give it a little more rhythm and movement, I'm going to play the right hand chords on count 1 and 3 of each measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, so it just goes through the same chord progression a second time, and the lyrics are different. And then that is the end of the verse. Let's take a look at the chorus. Here's the chords for that. Basically the same thing. I've broken out the line into 2 different lines because the second time around it does something a little extra at the end. There's 2 extra measures of D there at the end of the chorus. Now, he does sort of different things with some really colorful voicings at those moments. I just did the asterisk because depending on what variation you do, there's different long ways you can name that chord, but just know D with variation, a good way to approximate the color of what he's doing is basically just playing a C major chord over it, or just the bottom 2 notes, the C and the E, but still doing those D fifths in the left hand. Just kind of builds a little tension before we would go back to the next verse. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. There's so many times. One little thing I was adding there is a little bit of extra left hand on beat 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Sometimes just the top note, or when I'm being a little bit more dramatic, you could do the whole fifths on beat 4. Just something I like to throw in there. And after that verse, we have another verse, just different words, another chorus, just like the first, a third verse, different words, and then a final chorus that has an extra line that's sort of like an outro. Here are the chords to just the first part of that final chorus. Note that in the second line, it ends a little different. It doesn't have the 4 measures of the D variation. It just has 1 measure of D and a D asterisk where you can do some of those extra notes. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go, but okay, so now this is going into the final line. Here's what that looks like. It's very long, but it starts out the same, just the vocal melody's a little different. But I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. So there is an extra measure of C there. I put the asterisk on that just to draw attention to it, that it is different. And that second measure of C there, you can just hold it. Oh babe, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I hate to go. D sus4 for a whole measure, and then you can just kind of start doing the C over D thing. You could even hit a B. That sounds really nice. And it lasts for just a few more measures, and then it ends on a final G. And if you want it to sound just a little bit more like the voicing on the recording, my dog is shaking, you can do an inversion like that where you've got the G up top. I like doing 1, 2, and 5 there. And then that is the end of the song. Now we did skip over the intro, so I want to touch on that briefly. On your chords and lyrics chart, it looks like this. 5 measures of D with the asterisk, because there is a lot going on there, which I will fully go into when I do the finger picking. But to approximate the vibe, we can have it look like this. You can do a measure of D sus4, then a measure of D, and then 3 measures where you do the C over D sound, building that tension before dropping into the first verse. Okay, let's go into the finger picking now. The reason I decided to do this song now is I just released a video all about getting that finger picking sound on piano. So if you want a little bit of a deeper dive, you can check that out. The thing about this is it is a little bit tricky, and it is even trickier to play and sing at the same time. You really got to get it down in your muscle memory. And I just want to say that doing the chord-based version that I just showed you, I think sounds great if you want to just do an easy cover of this song. Nothing wrong with that. But this version is going to sound like, all my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye. So right off the bat, we need to think in eighth notes. The first thing to get in place is the left hand notes. We're gonna rock back and forth between the fifths, and we're just gonna put those on the counts. So on counts 1 and 3, we're gonna play the roots with our fifth fingers. On counts 2 and 4, we're gonna play the fifth with our first finger. So just rocking back and forth. 5, 1, 5, 1. That's confusing. I'm talking about fingers. 5, 1. If you're talking about scale degrees, it's 1, 5, 1, 5. But you can just think low, high. Counting wise, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So take your time getting used to that. We're just gonna practice this pattern on the G chord for now. Now, once you have the hang of that, take as long as you need. We're gonna need to start thinking in eighth notes. So dividing the beat in half, thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and putting those ands between the counts. And that's where the right hand notes are gonna go. It's gonna look like this. So I've got the R's for right hand hits. For right now, let's just play the G, the root. And even though it just says left, left, left there, it is the back and forth still. So you're switching the notes there. But so we go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So take your time, getting the hang of that. And then all you have to do is for the second right hand hit, the and after 2, we're gonna play the third instead of the root. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And over time, you can speed that up. The sustain pedal helps a lot. It's really crucial to getting that sound. I just have the sustain pedal down, but when you're ready to switch the chords, you do have to do a little lift on the sustain pedal to clear the slate. Otherwise, it gets too muddy. Keep it slow. When you do get to the D section, we do so still 1 and 3. So for those two measures of D, the right hand notes are root, third, root, and then on the and after 4, as we're going into this measure, we do the fourth, root, third, root. So one more time. One slow playthrough with the singing, I'll do the second half of that verse. But the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. So then we are in the chorus. I'm going to take it a little more full speed now, but of course the first line of the chorus is just like those lines of the verse. Kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving. Okay, so one thing, I'm getting louder in this section. It gets more intense. There's some extra guitars happening. And then in the second half of the chorus, leaving on a jet plane, more comes in. The bass comes in. To get a little bit more power, and this is totally optional, I'm going to hit full chords on that and after 2 when normally I would be playing the third in the pattern. So something like, I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. Okay, so it starts off this end section with the same. And then we can start going back and forth between the E and the C for those two measures. At least at the end of the first chorus, not the second one, you do hear a B in there, which is a really cool color. I like just kind of striking it along with the third there. Yeah, and then that would of course be going into the next verse. There's so many times I've let you down. All right, cool. All right, let's look at that final chorus. So here are the first 2 lines of it. Once again, at the end of that first line, it's just 2 measures of D, with the second one being some of that C over D color. So, oh babe, I hate to go, but I'm leaving. Okay, so here is the last line. I'm leaving on a jet plane. You can do some extra chords on any of those right hand rhythms just to make it more dramatic. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe. So there's that measure of C where you just kind of hold it. So, oh, babe, I hate to go, D. And then a full measure of D sus4 like that, hitting the G both times. And then from here on out, I'm just gonna play it loose. We don't have to match exactly what he played. And there are a couple different layers of guitar, so we can't reproduce it exactly. So I am just going to mess around on those offbeat rhythms that we've been playing on any of the following notes. C, D, E, F sharp, G. You could even throw in the B. So from the first D, D sus4, Just getting a little slower as well. And then you can end on G. And again, I'm going to do that inversion on the G. And that is the end of the song, but once again, we skipped the intro because it's a little bit complicated. Here is what I'm going to play for it. All my bags are packed. So the one curveball with this is that it is the one place where I'm going to do a note in the right hand on count 1 instead of only playing on the offbeats. And the note I'm going to do is a G. And then for that first measure, I'm going to do G, F sharp, D, E. That's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then for all of the rest of the measures, it's going to be 2 notes at a time in groups of 4 back and forth, starting with C, E, and that would be C, E, C, E, then C, G. The bottom note's always C. C, G, C, G. Next it's going to be F sharp. C, F sharp, C, F sharp, and then finally C, E again. Just note that the C, the first C of those groupings is the and after 4 of the previous measure. So from the beginning, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we would go into the verse. And I just want to say this is not exactly note for note what he plays. What he plays on the recording there is really idiosyncratic, and to do it note for note would be just needlessly complicated. I think this is a good combination of sounding close enough and being easy to understand, and I am satisfied with it for my version. I think it sounds good. That is everything. I know that was a lot, so now I'm going to do a full playthrough, and I'm going to do it with the fingerpicking version. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also, if you are not already subscribed to the channel, do that and click the bell so you know when I put out more videos just like this one. All right, here is my version of Leaving on a Jet Plane. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. There's so many times I've let you down, so many times I've played around. I tell you now, they don't mean a thing. Every place I go, I'll think of you. Every song I sing, I'll sing for you. When I come back, I'll bring your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't the times come to leave you. One more time, let me kiss you. Close your eyes, I'll be on my way. Dream about the days to come when I won't have to leave alone. About the times I won't have to say